Here we go. You want to know why? I forgot to add the Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live. God, son of, you know what? I'm going to find it for everyone. We started the show. I'm dicking around, screwing around. Welcome in the Daily Puck Drop. We go live every single day at 10 a.m. And now I can't find the stupid Bill O'Reilly. What a start to this craptastic Monday. Oh, well, whatever. Let's bring him on. He joins us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. It's Jimmy Moore. Jimmy, how are you, sir?
Hey, Puck, how are you?
I'm doing well. I forgot to add the Bill O'Reilly. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it.
Oh, well, that's okay.
okay.
I don't think too many. Yeah, everybody sees that every day anyway, and so if you miss it one day, that's okay. Find the grape lady, put her on.
Yeah, I can find her. No, but it just does. The show doesn't feel complete if we don't have it. It just doesn't.
I got a new one for you. Why don't you do that Michael Douglas scene from McDonald's with the falling down?
Because it's you.
Because it's too long.
I can't do it.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
Yeah, see the show. It's not complete without that. All right. Daily Puck Drop every single day, 10 a.m. Limback Lumber Studios. Jim is down in Bend. We'll get to the clean streak here in a second, but Limback Lumber, they offer free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects, largest stock moldings in the Northwest, old school service. They've been doing it since 1930. Give them a call at 206-782-3487. Visit them online at limbacklumber.com. Also, follow me on the social media platforms, Puck Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, Puck_sports on TikTok. And, of course, you can find everything, all the content up at pucksports.com, including signing up to join the Pucks Posse community. Jim Moore is brought to you on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Bye.
Hey, Puck, I'm brought to you by Clean Streak Professional Window and Exterior Cleaning Service out of Oak Harbor. They're on Whidbey Island. They're proudly serving Island and Skagit counties for more than 10 years. Brian Turner, you've heard all about him. I text with him all the time. He's a huge Mariners fan. He's just a terrific all-around guy. He's also got a great crew. They're going to clean your roof. They'll unclog your gutters. They'll pressure wash your driveway, your patio, your deck, whatever you need pressure washing, your siding. It doesn't matter. Don't do it. You don't want to lose a toenail like someone I know did. So let Brian Turner and his crew at a Clean Streak pressure wash for you. And they'll even do your windows. They'll wash your windows. You probably got streaks there. Get rid of them with Brian Turner and his crew. For a free estimate, call 360-395-5748. or visit acleanstreak.com.
Well, we got a lot to cover on the show today here. There is no Bill Kruger today. He's on the IL. Told me last night he's feeling sick. Who gets sick in the summer? No one ever gets sick in the summer.
Occasionally you can.
Yeah. So, Bill, hopefully we'll catch up with Bill tomorrow. And just a reminder, no show Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll do a bunch of baseball stuff that we'll post leading up to the trade deadline. We got Ichiro's speech today. We got the Mariners.
Wait. Can I bust your chops for something here?
Go ahead. I would love to hear you bust someone's chops about something.
I would think that a sports talk show host or a podcast host worth his salt would have a podcast on Wednesday and Thursday, because Wednesday might be a huge day in the history of the franchise, the Mariners. And if it doesn't happen on Wednesday, it could happen on the trade deadline on Thursday.
You can fill in and do the show.
And yet you give me crap all the time about, Jim might be here Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Who knows? Well, usually Jim, speaking in the third person, that's actually me.
Yes.
I usually have a good excuse.
I have
why
a
I'm
great
not
excuse.
appearing on behalf of a Clean Streak on Mondays, Wednesdays, and sometimes Fridays.
You're
going to be playing golf instead of talking about the Eugenio Suarez and whether he went to the Mariners or didn't.
And so would 99.9% of the people. If you were offered free golf and free stay at Gamble Sands, do you think you would turn it down to work?
Well, given those 2 days in question, yes.
Oh okay. That's a lie. Now,
especially when I'm trying to build a following and build traction and build my brand and all that stuff.
Those
are important days in the history of the franchise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you can do the show if you'd like. Fill in.
No, thanks.
No,
no one would listen to that.
Don't.
Oh, you might like if you like train wrecks, car accidents.
Don't lecture me on work ethic. You of all people. Please don't.
Why? I have a work ethic.
Do you?
Have another sip of coffee.
Do you, sir?
Well, okay. Since you bring that up,
I'm going to be enjoying my Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be following the deadline from afar.
Okay. All right. I don't have the best work ethic in the world. I will admit that. But I want to set an example for all the people. Like, I get so sick of people always going, God, hard work. You got to put in the hard work to make it in this world. Uh-huh. Well, I'm proof that you don't really have to do that. You can kind of get by. You can get by. You can cut corners. You can live your life and have fun and, kind of have a half-assed career while you're doing that. I mean, could I have been more successful if I'd busted my ass every day? Maybe, but I wouldn't have had as much fun. As another example, I give my friend Jack Carlson. My friend Jack Carlson, my roommate at WSU, he, to this day, he'll tell you, God, I wish I'd gone through college the way you did, Jim. Because I had a 3.15 GPA and Jackie got, whatever you call it, alpha cum laude or whatever the hell, because he got a 3.6 or 3.7. He ended up getting a job at Boeing that he could have gotten with a 3-point, and he could have had a hell of a lot more fun playing foosball at the billiard den with me. Okay. So those are two examples that I just want to give you. I get so tired of this narrative of hard work will get you somewhere. No, you don't always have to bust your ass in this world. You don't have to. You're supposed to enjoy what you're doing, aren't you? That's all I got.
But you can certainly, boy.
After saying that, I would be committed to my own podcast with my name on it, pucksports.com, Spotify, all that stuff. Limback Lumber. I mean, I would think if I'm at Limback Lumber, I'm thinking, God, can't believe I'm paying this guy to go play free golf.
Well, it's a wonderful. I will be. You know what? Now that
I like it when you're kind of speechless, though. I enjoy that.
Well, because I'm really resisting saying something, but I am going.
No, go ahead.
No. I'll be thinking of that lecture you just gave me about work ethic on Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
I'll be thinking about it long and hard when I'm teeing it up.
Give it some deep thought.
I really am, because God, just getting lectured by you on how to on work ethic is something that I didn't have on my bingo card Monday morning.
Let me speak on behalf of the listeners. They're going to be like, oh, Wednesday, I'll listen to Puck today. Oh, God, that's right. He's golfing. Well, okay, I guess I'll go listen to Stacy and Bump or Greg Bell. Greg Bell filling in for Mark James.
I think people are we're allowed to take some time off, aren't we? I think we're allowed to take some time off.
Isn't it the definition of good friends if you can give a good friend a hard time and just bust his balls from time to time?
I didn't get to pick the days that this free golf was given to me. I had to take advantage of it.
Okay.
Hopefully maybe the Suarez deal comes down before Wednesday. It comes down tomorrow. It'd be great. Talk about it tomorrow. It'd be wonderful. But Wednesday, Thursday, I'm checking out. Turning my phone off, checking out, and enjoying myself.
You don't feel guilty at all about that?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not feel guilty. You feel guilty about it for some reason.
Yeah, personally, I wouldn't be doing it.
Well, I offered it. You can do the show.
No. I'm saying I wouldn't do the golf.
Oh. No, you're just jealous. You're just upset that you didn't get invited to the golf.
I'm not going to do the show. Okay, who would I be interviewing Wednesday? Is that a Divish day?
That's a Divish day, but I'm going to we're going to record Divish later today. So, yeah, it would be a Divish day. Yeah.
Thursday, I could do Garofolo.
Thursday, Garofolo, Brad, normally Mitch, but Mitch will be doing tomorrow. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of content. I'm recording a bunch of stuff that will play Wednesday, Thursday.
You think I could handle the digital stuff that's necessary to pull this off?
No, you couldn't. No, there's not a chance.
Like, I was upset about this whole Roku bullshit yesterday, that Roku or whatever the hell the game was on. I had a hard time finding that.
It's on Roku.
Yeah, I didn't really like that. I didn't. I couldn't cast it from my iPad up on the screen.
Yeah, well, you didn't miss much. Don't worry about it.
No, I watched it on my iPad for a while.
Yeah, it was, that's a kind of a craptastic series that they had. Hold on. But before we get into that, we got to get into, are you done busting my balls about not working on Wednesday, Thursday?
I think so. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah,
okay.
It is your show. You throwing a four-seamer there, or what are you doing with the ball?
I don't know. I'm doing a splitter. We'll get into your job status if you'd like later in the show.
All right.
And it's amazing that you've kept that job. It really is. And you really should.
You and I agree about that.
Yeah. And then I want you to share with everyone what you're planning to do today.
I can't believe you think
that's not yet.
No, but I can't believe that what we're going to talk about that you find just so like repulsive or something.
Not repulsive, just odd timing.
Yeah. I would maybe even agree with you about that.
Did you watch Ichiro's speech?
I did. I didn't watch it live, but I watched it this morning.
Oh man, it was good. He had so much. I mean, just everything. The humility about it. It's the anti kind of your work ethic. I mean, a lot of it was about hard work and work ethic and being diligent. It's amazing when you work hard at things, you get into Hall of Fames. Shocker. But hey, you know what? You had fun.
Do you think you and I are ever going to enter that Murrow School of Communication, Ring of Honor or whatever the hell they call it over there?
Yeah. Jim, I think I think
we should. I think we should. How come we're never considered for that kind of stuff?
I don't know. We got to talk to the correct people. But his speech yesterday, it was perfect. It was exactly Ichiro. The fact that he did it all in English, and for many people, that's probably the first time they've ever heard him speak in English. And I bet you a lot of players behind him was the first time that they had ever heard him speak in English. But God, he was funny and insightful and witty and had jokes. I mean, I love this one line, and I pulled it up here. The one line he had about Rick Riz.
At the camp each spring, my arm was already in shape, waiting for Mariners broadcaster Rick Riz to say, "Holy smoke! A laser beam strike from Ichiro!"
I mean, he had jokes on Riz. He had jokes on Bob Costas. He had the hazing joke. He had what was the other one? The joke about the Marlins. People do know he was being sarcastic, right? I mean, some people have been literal with, he didn't really know where the Miami Marlins were a team. Jesus effing Christ, people. Come on. He's just making a joke. He was great. It was just that was a
well, yeah. And then the other part when he talked about his Gold Gloves, his 200 hit seasons, the 3,000 hits.
That was great.
And then pausing for effect and saying, "Not bad, huh?" Yeah, that was
just all of it. Yeah, it was. He just was, and I bet he was super nervous to do it in all in a language that's not his. Like we all would. I'm sure he probably looked back at it last night knowing he the perfectionist that he is, and probably critiqued himself and was like, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. But all in all, it was just, I thought all the speeches were great. I don't know if you watched the other ones or you just watched his. Yeah, I mean, Dave Parker's son, talking about Dave Parker.
Dick Ellis had to be emotional.
Oh, he read a poem at the end that Dave wrote that was just great. Dick Ellis, his wife, spoke, and that was beautiful. And Billy Wagner's speech was great, and CC Sabathia. I mean, he was just they all were great. They're all different, paths to the Hall of Fame. And it was just it was fun to watch, and Ichiro was just, it was a great speech.
What was your favorite part?
Favorite part of the speech? I mean, I just think him talking about, I think the stuff about his wife. I think the introspection of him talking about the pressure that it was his rookie year, acknowledging that he had someone in Japan say, listen, don't fail. The whole country's depending on you. I mean, that is,
I can't believe that someone told him that.
Yeah, but you can though. I mean, that's the amount of pressure that was on him coming over here. He could not fail. If he failed, I brought this up, I think, last week with someone. I don't, if he fails, I'm not sure. Maybe it comes along. I don't know. But he talked about being inspired by Nomo. I don't know if there is a Shohei Ohtani. I mean, you have to be inspired. Guys have to be inspired by others. And Ichiro kind of set that tone for the rest of that country. And he didn't fail. He succeeded massively.
Yeah. Well, I just, as a husband who, I think I'm a good husband for the most part, but I'm not perfect by any stretch, but I appreciated what he had to say about his wife. I just thought that was for me the best part. The two parts where he talked about the most consistent teammate that he'd ever had, and he was referring to his wife. And then I just love the story about how they went to a game after he retired, watched the Mariners, and had a hot dog. That's, we always talk about that. It's in the song, the seventh inning stretch, the Cracker Jacks and all that stuff, the peanuts, the hot dogs. I never feel like having a hot dog unless I'm at Costco or at T-Mobile Park. And then I always tend to get one. But he just had so many different things there. And I just wish the only part of it that, I wish that we'd been able to see that side of Ichiro when he played.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a criticism of him, because I remember at the time when we were covering the team, you were trying to get something out of him because he was clearly a star and you knew that people wanted to know more about him. But I just kind of respected where he came from, the Japanese culture, his commitment, his focus to his work. Here I go back to the work ethic thing again, Puckett. And so I didn't really walk out of there going, man, I wish I could get more out of Ichiro. I just thought, well, okay, that's the way he goes about his business. I'm going to respect that and let him do his job the way he wants to do it. I tried one time I went through Alan Turner, his interpreter, and I was trying to, back then I was writing about athletes and their dogs quite a bit. And I knew Ichiro had, I think, a couple of Samoyeds or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to have a sit down with him to talk about his dogs. And he didn't want to do that either, which I didn't even get upset about that. I just thought, well, that would have been cool to be able to do that. But if he doesn't want to do it, that's fine. So, yeah, it was just, but I do wish that we would, if he had opened the door or pulled back the curtain just a little bit when he was here so people could have seen the Ichiro that we all saw yesterday.
Yeah. And again, I agree with you. I don't think it's a negativity. I think it is us as fans, as people, in a baseball community, the city just wanted to see more of him.
Yeah, what makes you
tick? More of his personality. And I think that's fair. I mean, the intrigue, though, with him, the style, the sunglasses, there was this great mystery about him. And still to this degree, there's this great mystery about him, right? The way that he talks and the way that he carries himself. So, he's always kind of kept himself a little bit out at a distance and, didn't open up like some players do when he was playing here. And I guess, that was, he could have maybe been more beloved. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to be more beloved than he is. I mean, certainly he's one of the most popular players that's ever come through there, but I don't know if he's in that special wing of beloved players. Maybe I'm grasping at something here. There's a real connection with the fan base has with Edgar, maybe even Junior, Felix, those guys. But even, Junior could be, he was standoffish.
Junior was rough to talk to.
Yeah,
sometimes.
That part, you're right about his wife. I think when he talked about Seattle, I think he was kind of talking about the fans and the organization. I think that he's just saying thank you. And I think the one regret looking back on his career is that once you got past 01, I guess 02 to a degree, just was never on any good teams.
Yeah, true.
It just bad. I mean, bad baseball teams. And he was always a fixture. What did you think? I'll be honest, when he started going down this road, I was like, God, do we really have to thank those guys? Do we have to thank the John Stantons of the world? Your boy Jerry DiPoto.
Well, yeah, that's what a class act does. You and I aren't class acts, so we probably wouldn't have done that. I love the part about the fans. I really did, because I think that's forgotten with athletes a lot of times. You guys are making all that money because fans are supporting you and going to games and buying different products you're endorsing. And when he said that he felt like I need to be there from game 1 to game 162 and perform to the best of my ability for the fans who come out to watch the games, that was awesome.
You know who I wished they could cut? That's a great point. I forgot about that. I wish we could cut that part out and play it for every player that decides to skip a game NBA player decides to skip a game for load management.
Yeah. You think
just-
Ichiro's going to load
and
manage
just-
anything?
And play it for them and be like, do you get it? Do you get it? Like,
And you know what that player would say?
money.
Yeah, Ichiro played baseball. We're
Sure.
talking basketball here,
I know,
man.
I know.
I mean, that's probably what they would say.
And I agree.
But if Ichiro played basketball, he'd suit up for every 82 games and he'd be on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I get the physical demands of one sport are much rougher than the other, but the point is, his point was the reason we make this money is because of the people that view it and come to the games.
Yeah,
that's why. So
there's an obligation to those people.
Of course, there's an obligation. But yeah, I appreciated that's what he said. It was great. It was great to hear that.
Okay, now here's one downside to the whole thing, and see if you agree with me. I think a lot of people do. Does that plaque look like Ichiro?
Oh, I guess I didn't even really notice it.
Oh, you didn't notice that? Okay,
well,
Puck. If you find a picture of that plaque and put it up there on the screen, and if you didn't, okay, if you just said, "Who is this?" to someone without knowing who it was, there is no way in the world I would have said, "Oh, well, God, that's Ichiro." It doesn't look like Ichiro.
Now that you're right. I guess
it doesn't look like him.
Yeah, that really
does. And if I'm Ichiro, I'm going, yeah, that doesn't look like me.
You know that it looks like initially? I don't know what the first name that came was Joel Pinheiro.
Okay.
Now that I look at it.
Okay, well, it probably looks more like Joel Pinheiro than it does Ichiro.
Yeah, you're right. It does not look like him.
That was the first thing I noticed. I thought, yeah, that's kind of odd. But
can he go back to him and say, "Hey, can you redo it?"
Would you do that? I maybe would. I would at least tell my wife, like, God, that doesn't look like me.
I don't think you can go back and redo it. I think you can say, hey, would you mind going back and kind of recutting this whole thing for us? All right. Doesn't quite look like me.
Well, it's not even close.
I know. That is weird. Oh, I didn't notice that right away.
Yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention to the plaque, but yeah, you are correct. It does not look like him one bit.
No, I know. I find that odd.
Do they send a picture? Like, how does that work? Do they send a picture in and be like, "Hey"?
Well, it not only doesn't look like him, it kind of looks like a chubby guy. I mean, he's anything but chubby. He's anything but Naylor. Okay.
Don't look at me right away when you say that. I don't appreciate it.
Well, I have to look at you. You're the only thing I can look at here.
I know, but the way you looked at me. Yeah, sometimes they always do kind of ruin these ones. Somebody in the chat do you remember the Dwayne Wade statue? That didn't look like him at all.
Oh, no.
How do they screw this stuff up?
No, if you're going to have a statue or a plaque, make sure it looks like the person that you're honoring. I think that's point number one.
Yeah. Yeah, just a good day for baseball. It was really cool. And it was great that they made him the headliner of it. His speech was longer than the other ones, and it was just it was really cool. Great day for the organization. It was cool, and then the ovation and the amount
to see all the Mariner fans there.
Oh, a ton of them.
Because I've heard that you can just show up there. It's first come, first serve. You don't need a ticket. Is that true?
Oh, I don't know. Not sure.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's kind of like it's free to go.
It looked like there was still some seats. They had a bunch of seats out there. I don't think it was full or packed.
Well, I heard that it was. Well, I don't know. I don't know about this, but I heard that there were seats available because it got so hot, and so some people left by the end of it.
Oh, it looked
before
warm.
It got to Ichiro.
Poor CC Sabathia, I thought was going to melt. He was.
I bet.
Hey, if you're going to do a Hall of Fame speech, you're going to sit in that heat. You can't wear a gray suit, can you? You got to go dark. You can't be showing all the pit stains and everything was going. He looked like he was going to melt away up there.
Yeah,
it looked warm. But it was the fans. How many fans they had turn out? Like when Edgar came out there, and then when Junior came out there, and Randy came out there. I mean, as much of this organization has not won, when you start looking back at the guys that are in the Hall of Fame from this organization, it's not just that they have, what do they have now? 4? Is it 4 guys? Right? Yeah. Edgar, Randy, Junior, and and Ichiro. So 4 guys. And I know Randy didn't go in as a Mariner, but we can claim him.
Yeah.
You think of an organization that it's not just 4 guys that got it. It's like you can make an argument with each one of them. You can make Randy Johnson the best left-hand pitcher that's ever lived. You can make an argument. You can make an argument for Griffey's the best player ever. You make an argument.
A really good argument.
And you make an argument that Edgar's the best, perhaps right-handed hitter ever. At least you can make an argument. I mean, he was the best DH ever. How about I can phrase it that way? I mean, they named the award after him. And Ichiro, I mean, and then what Ichiro did with, the sport and coming over from Japan. So my point is, it's not that they're just Hall of Famers. They're like significant players in the game of baseball.
Right. It's not just like, oh, well, they're the best ones that Seattle's ever had. They're the best that the game has ever had. No, I agree with you. I was thinking a lot about Ichiro yesterday, of course, and thinking about his arm and, the throw to third base. Everybody remembers that. But the thing about him, too, that was so cool was just every ground ball. Like usually a ground ball, you're going, okay, ground ball to short, and the guy's going to throw him out. But a ground ball to short with Ichiro, you were never quite certain. And you knew that the shortstop knew who had hit the ball to him and that he better hurry the hell up if he was going to get him, because there were so many infield hits that he beat out and so many balls that would have normally been, outs with other players that he turned into hits that turned into stolen bases and scoring position and then runs. Yeah, it was just everything he did was so fantastic. And you always talk about, and today's game with so many strikeouts, you don't, with Ichiro, he put the ball in play, and old school me appreciates that kind of thing.
Well, you got to go. If you went back and watched it later, the tape version of it, in the beginning of it, in the pregame, the lead up to the speech, Tom Verducci did this whole breakdown on all the players. He did a breakdown on Ichiro. He talked just about that, all the hits and just the infield hits and the balls that just got through the infield that, bounced into the outfield, 9-10 bounces in the outfield. It was a real great breakdown in what he was as a hitter and how quickly he'd hit the ball. And then, the bat would be making contact with the ball. The pitcher's still kind of frozen on the mound. And he's like 3 steps out of the box. And he's like, you're never going to throw this guy out ever. I mean, there was a couple plays. He's hitting it to second base and he's beating it out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, no. And conversely, since you brought up Edgar, for him to have as many hits as he did, he had to put the ball in the outfield. Edgar didn't have many infield hits among his hits. We all know that.
No, he did not. He did not. And there was a really cool, it was Friday on the Seattle Times section where they were previewing. And on the back page, they had his spray chart on the back of the Seattle Times. They did a wonderful job in covering that whole thing. And everybody that was a part of it was great. But they had a spray chart of every hit in every single year that he had. It was just amazing to see how many infield hits that he had. And singles and able to get on base.
I'll bet. Nice to see Larry Stone as part of the coverage again.
Oh, Stoney. And it was beautiful. Yeah. It was a well-written piece this morning. Beautiful.
It was.
He captured it perfectly.
No, Larry, I think he's enjoying retirement, but I bet he enjoyed his trip back to Cooperstown too.
Who is enjoying retirement more, you or Larry?
Larry.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure it's Larry. Because Larry's not writing anymore, not, keeping a hand in doing this or doing that. He's not doing podcasts. He seems to have just checked out in a good way.
I think you and Larry should do a podcast together.
I always used to listen to the podcast he did with Divish.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really good. I love Larry. We're the same age. Yeah. A lot of same interests. He can still run. I can't anymore, but yeah, love the guy. And, he's never had a big ego. He just went about his work and did it in a good way.
Yeah. It was really cool to see him back there. And then meanwhile, the hometown 9, they stumble in Anaheim. They split their series with the Angels. They could not take advantage of the A's sweeping Houston. And now they're tied with the Red Hot Rangers, who have won, what is it now, 6 in a row? These putts have won. So they're tied with the Rangers for the third wild card spot, the half game back of Boston right now. We saw kind of the familiar thing here with Gilbert, 2 of his last 3 starts, where he looks like he's unhittable, and then all of a sudden just falls apart. Like, what's going on with that?
I don't think even he knows, but it's odd to see that because we're so used to seeing Logan Gilbert just be not perfection, but executing his pitches and he was so good. And then I don't know if the blown strikes that weren't called,
Right.
if that affected him, but it's one of those things. I mean, there are times too when you get balls that are called strikes, and so you good with the bad and.
Yeah.
But boy, he just unraveled, didn't he?
Fell apart. It just whether those pitches were incorrect and obviously based on the replay they were incorrect. But it's like, yeah, got to recover from it. You can't just let it wear on you. But then he walks a guy, hits a guy, wild pitch. He's all over the place. It's like he went from this unhittable pitcher to and it was like Kirby the other day too. The same
just
thing.
Getting wild. They looked wild.
They look so dominant, and then just like snap a finger, they look like terrible. It's been very odd to start.
Yeah, it's weird watching Kirby too, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, he almost walked 4 batters the other day, and he got out of that inning. So credit to him for that. But yeah, Kirby and Gilbert, we might not see the Kirby and Gilbert of last year this year. I'm starting to wonder if we're ever I think we will down the road, maybe, but God, just so used to seeing them every 5 starts. Those 2 guys, you could always count on them.
Right.
And then even Brian Wu and Brian Wu's been terrific, but damn it, I bet on Wu the last 3 times he started and the Mariners have lost.
He is letting you down. See, he knows
it's
that
not
you're
his
betting
fault.
on him.
He's not getting the run support, but God, you think that there's nothing that's a sure thing, but I think when Brian Wu's on the mound, I'm going, well, I'm going to put my money on it. And the Mariners are they're so damn hard to figure. They're just such a weird team. Oh. How do they only get 2 hits off of that guy yesterday? And then the relievers.
Well, because
2 hits.
Because I'm telling you, I think I honestly, if I was a Major League Baseball team, I would find a Jamie Moyer type pitcher and have him in my rotation.
Oh, I don't think for a change of pace,
they can't hit them because it's like I watched it all year, like in Little League. Yeah. Or even club baseball, anytime these kids could hit guys that throw fast. And I'd always hear kids complain, oh, we can't hit him. He throws too slow. The kids that kind of, the rainbow it up there a little bit, they can't hit. And I think it's the same thing for Major League Baseball. These guys are used to seeing 95, 96, 98, 100. And then some guy comes in there. What was he throwing yesterday? 86?
Well, yeah, we need a Marco back.
I mean, and I just think they see that and they're like, I can't hit it. Like how many times when you watch, now sometimes they tee off on the guy, but when they sometimes bring in a position player and he throws, and I know they're throwing like 50, they can't hit him. And they're popping up, they're rolling over, they're grounded out. It's because they're just not used to it. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I saw that. I saw a quote from Nick Kurtz, who the Mariners are going to see a lot of in this series. The kid who hit 4 home runs in one game against Houston. And one of them was against a position player. And he said what I think all players think when they step in the batter's box against a position player, just don't strike out. I don't want to strike out against a position player.
Yeah, that'd be bad.
Kind of like striking out in slow pitch softball or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They could not hit him. That's such a weird. I was actually Owen and I were talking about that. How you can go from the night before, you're hitting the ball all over the place. I think where they have 11 hits the day before, and then you end up with 2 hits. Like it's just it doesn't. None of it makes sense sometimes in baseball, and none of it makes sense with these guys.
No, you just never know. I mean, it's a team that can beat the other team's ace, and it's a team that can lose and get shut down by the other team's 5th starter.
Yeah, easily. It's almost as if they play better against the other team's aces than they actually play against someone's, quote, scrub pitcher or their 5th pitcher. It always feels that way. It's felt that way almost all season long. And they're not taking advantage. That's the thing about this series, and they've been this way kind of all year long, is they don't take advantage of these teams that they should be beating. They're beating the good teams. They're not beating like the bad teams or the middle teams. That's where they're not getting they're not able to catch up with Houston because they can't take advantage of a team like the Angels.
Yeah, that was a gift that the A's gave them. Sweeping that series, a 4-game series in Houston, just an absolute gift. So, maybe we're seeing the signs that Houston's going to collapse here, and everybody thinks that they're kind of a shell of what they used to be. But boy, you got to take advantage of it, and hopefully they will in Sacramento.
What I love about anything is they go out and they make this big splash for Josh Naylor, and what do we praise him about? He puts the ball in play, contact, all that, and he doesn't strike out. And then all he done the 3-game series. How many strikeouts did he end up with? 4?
Yeah.
Sound about right? Just our luck. Just our luck.
That was the first thing I thought after the first game when he had 2 strikeouts. I thought, hey, wait a minute. I thought this guy put the ball in play. No, but I mean, think about Josh Naylor, though. I think the Diamondbacks were in Pittsburgh. Everything's got to be a whirlwind trying to figure out all the personal stuff, moving from Arizona to Seattle. And who knows if he even wanted to come to Seattle. Maybe. And he's like, oh, God, business of baseball. This is going to be my, 4th or 5th team or whatever. And so, yeah, you give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure Josh Naylor is going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. I get no. I'm with 100%. I'm not going to overreact for 3 games. It was just funny. I just kind of.
No, I know. I agree.
Thought of you when he got like this first. I think it was his first 2 at bats. Did he strike out? Right.
Yeah, they struck out the end of the game yesterday.
And but the game on Friday was the first time his first 2 at bats. He struck out. I'm like, hey man, that's not what we signed up for. That's not what we asked. We were promised somebody else. Jesus, Jerry.
Now, was he okay at first base for you? I know you had some doubts about him. Did he?
I'm not doubt. It's not doubts. I'm just giving you facts. He's not a good defensive first baseman.
What do you do with Luke Raley now? Or do you care?
I don't know what they're going to do with Luke Raley. Where does he play?
Well, yeah, I mean, Canzone seems to be doing a good job in right field, and they both swing left-handed. So,
yeah. I don't. I mean, to me, he's got to be the odd man out. Unfortunately, I just don't know where else you put him on. I don't know where else you put him. He's not going to play first base because they're not ever going to platoon there.
Could you DH him?
Well, then what do you do with Polanco?
Yeah, been playing at second more.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, he does that every now and again, but you want Cole Young in there as much as you can. I don't.
Has Young been okay defensively? Because Mikey the other day was like, God, he's kind of tired of him out there.
Oh,
has he not made some plays that he should be making? I haven't been watching all the games.
Maybe I think probably the play the other day.
Oh, he was upset about the ball getting out of the infield that the Angels scored the winning run on.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of a tough play. Jesus, Mikey, settle down. You go out there and make that play.
That could be.
No, but it's funny because Owen said the same thing. Oh, I mean, he should have got that. I'm like, Jesus, man, it was pretty deep.
Or if he does at least keep it in the infield, they don't score.
Maybe. I mean, that he looked like he was kind of going no matter what. Maybe he does. Maybe if he knocks it down and he could make the play. Yeah. He probably could have, kept it in front of him a little bit, but I don't know. To me, he's been fine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything where you're not impressed with him there at second base. I mean, that's what leads you to now, like at the trade deadline, because the name that everyone's going to bring up for them if they want to go out and get Suarez is going to be that Michael Arroyo guy who's down in Arkansas who plays second base anyways. So now you're like, well, if he's a second baseman, he is just a second baseman too. Like people that watch him just say, that's kind of all he does and can play. I mean, maybe they could switch him somewhere else, but so then he's kind of like the Harry Ford situation, right? If there's a path that's blocked by another player, I mean, like this, we had the scout on Friday, and the scout just said, hey, like if you compare the 2 players, yeah, what Arroyo's doing at the plate is impressive, but Cole Young's a better player. Then he may not have a future here. Then you trade him away. That's why you have prospects. Trade him, and as Jim Bowden, I think, had noted, one of his trade proposals to Arizona was Arroyo and Logan Evans. He thinks that's enough to probably get it done for Suarez.
Okay, fine. I think every Mariner fan would sign up for that.
Sure.
I heard Mitch today, though, talking to Brady Farkas, who does a Mariners blog, and he does a Mariners no table with him. And I think I can talk about Mitch because now you're a teammate of his with the KJ Arntz.
Okay.
But Brady was talking about that Arroyo is, sure, he's good hitter, really good hitter, but he's got 17 home runs, I guess, with Arkansas. But his defensive skills are lacking.
Combined, not in Arkansas.
Okay, well, his defensive skills are lacking, and he's slow. So,
all right, well, there you go. Well,
I don't know if Arizona's interested in that, but
hey,
if it could be part of a Suarez package, then okay.
For those of us out there who are not good at defense and slow, hey, we're part of the club. Your guy DePoto was on with our good friend Jim Duquette on yesterday's GM show there on Sirius XM. And
he's not a GM though. Hollander's the GM. Why was he on that show?
Well, I don't know. He's the decision maker. And they asked him what's next.
Yeah, this is one of our favorite times of year. When we put ourselves in good position, we've always been given the ability to go out and do the fun thing at the deadline. And that's, the Rock in 22 and Randy Rosarena and friends last year, obviously Josh so far. And we are dialed on the bullpen. And that makes us like just about everybody else who's trying to get to the finish line. But, it's the bullpen, as they are the late movers. And, somewhere in the last, day or two and maybe in the last hour or two, you'll start seeing some of the higher impact bullpen guys go off the board. And we will be as aggressive in that area of the market as just about anybody I would imagine.
There you go. So I don't know if they talked much about maybe Suarez, and that was DePoto on with Jim Bowden, and then Jim Duquette. Of course, Jim is on with me on Mondays. That show, The Front Office, there on Sirius XM Channel 89. Talked a lot about the bullpen. We've talked about the bullpen. That's what they're going to add. But I would assume they'd also still try to be in on Suarez. I hope that they are as aggressive that they can be with Suarez, but also acknowledging they need to be, as aggressive to add bullpen arms. I think we've seen that. I mean, you can watch these guys over the course of the season that they need another arm, and shoot, maybe even two inside that bullpen.
Yeah, I guess. I don't look at the bullpen as being like this glaring need where they got to add an arm. Sure, it'd be nice to add to the depth, but boy, you love the back end guys. And
sure.
I mean, Legumina has been okay. I mean, they got a bunch of guys that are okay. I mean, Bizzardo's been terrific. So, yeah, hopefully they do add an arm there. It sounds like that's one of the easier things they can do, and a lower level prospect to get another arm out to help out there. But I mean, clearly everybody knows that Suarez is a huge upgrade to what you have out over there right now. Mm-hmm. But I feel bad for Ben Williamson, though. I mean, saw somebody saying that, what do you want from a number 9 hitter? I mean, he's everything. He's fine as a number 9 hitter, but Suarez certainly isn't a 9 hitter. He's a guy that, is going to hit 50 home runs, and hopefully he'll hit 10 or 15 for you once he gets over to Seattle. So,
even someone that's the biggest like Ben Williamson fan, I'll raise my hand. You get Suarez, it's an absolute no-brainer. It's just it's a no-brainer for Suarez.
Yeah. Sorry, kid. We appreciate what you do, and we'll acknowledge that you're better defensively than Gino is there, but we need more from the bat. And yeah, the power just hasn't been there. I mean, he's a decent hitter for average, but we haven't seen too much in the way of the slugging percentage. And
he doesn't hit for power. I mean, that's his biggest thing. His
that can come in time, though. I think that can come in time. Yeah, maybe.
I think it can. I think it can come in time. But if you want, with this little window they're in now, they're in a position where they can't wait, too much longer. Now, if they had there was other areas with their team that they were solid at, right? They'd been solid at first base, all season long, and second base, all season long. And they could get away, and if Robles was still in right field, they could probably get away with someone like Williamson from an offensive standpoint at third base. Defensively, he's certainly accomplishes as anyone that plays over there. But yeah, it's just power numbers aren't there. And yeah, I think it probably can come later. It's something he hasn't really shown at any level. I think we talked about this on Friday. He is a good enough athlete, though, where he can play almost anywhere. And I just wouldn't be stunned that if eventually that's maybe what he becomes. Maybe he becomes a utility player. and bounces around a bunch of different places. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
God, I don't know. He's so good at third, though.
He is great. He's great at third base. But, I mean, he was also a guy that, did some time at shortstop. And, I mean, I think if he can play shortstop, don't we think this when we watch baseball? If he can play shortstop, he can play anywhere.
Yeah, I would say so.
So, I mean, I think.
Hey, by the way, Tim Booth, he was listening to the podcast last week, and I was kind of poking fun at Williamson for those 2-hop throws over to first.
Oh, yeah.
They coached that. I did not realize that. Should I have realized that?
You want to apologize to Ben Williamson? We do want to apologize to Perry Hill now.
Yeah, I do. I want to, because that's all I do is apologize to people. I just apologize to people after I hit the send button, and I want to apologize. I thought it was odd the way that he was, deep behind third base. It's a long throw, and I thought it was interesting. That's why I'm bringing it up. Maybe it's not to you or the listeners, but yeah, it's better to have kind of a rainbowish type throw to first. If it's a long throw, it's better to skip it over there like you're, like rocks on Lake Washington or something.
Well, the point is that the ball will get there faster if he skips it. And I was, by the way, I know what he said. I was on the text. You didn't need to tell me what he said. I was on it.
Oh,
you realized that I was on that? You didn't realize I was on that, did you?
No, probably not.
Okay.
But the listeners weren't privy to that. And maybe every once in a while they want a nugget of information from this podcast.
Hey,
I think it's provided one.
They don't need anything. We can't give them any. If we start giving them nuggets of information, then there's going to be this expectation of having more. And I want to set the bar really, really low for this.
Well, you're doing a good job of that.
Excuse me? I didn't hear that. What would you say?
I mean, you ever see those limbo people and, you can't believe how low they go to get under that bar? That's about where you are with the show.
Yeah. Adam Jude has just posted an article at SeattleTimes.com that he writes, even after the acquisition of Josh Naylor last week, the Mariners plan to aggressively pursue more roster upgrades before the deadline on Thursday. They would like to reunite with Suarez, industry sources say, but as trade talks are expected to escalate in the next 24 hours, a source says the more urgent need for the Mariners is a proven late inning relief pitcher. This is what the clip we just played when he was on the front office show with Jim Bowden and Jim Duquette yesterday. So if they just get a bullpen arm, and it's a bullpen arm in Naylor, satisfied or wanting more?
I'm satisfied. And I say that just because I know I should say that, they need more than that. They got to hold off the Rangers. They got to catch the Astros. If they want to do damage in the playoffs and get to the World Series, they need to do more. But I guess my expectation level is usually so low with the Mariners that even just Naylor is a sign to me that they're trying. So I love that they got Naylor. And if they even stopped right there, I'd be going, hey, man, they improved one position that really needed to be improved. And so I'm good with that. But if they bring in a bullpen arm, and then if they get Suarez, then you can start talking about World Series contenders if you want, and rightly so.
So satisfied, you call it a success if it's Naylor and a relief from. I would say it was a good deadline, but it could have been better. I guess I'm left wanting just a little bit more. Is that okay? Can I just get a little bit more?
Well, I just don't want it. I don't want Suarez to end up somewhere else. And you hear what that team gave the Diamondbacks. Mm-hmm. And then, all the people who follow this stuff will come out and go, well, that's compared to the Mariners could have given them this player and that player.
Yes.
And then you look at those two players and you go, well, why weren't they willing to give them up?
Yeah.
Like if it's Logan Evans and Michael Arroyo and you get Suarez for 2 months, and if you make it to the World Series, or if you at least make it to the ALCS, I think it would be a successful trade. Now, someone would say, well, what if Arroyo goes on to be a Hall of Famer? Well, okay. But he could be the next Jared Kelenic, too. Who knows?
Yeah.
And Logan Evans, as good as Logan Evans has been this year, does he look like he's going to be an ace or a number 2? No. So
no, absolutely not. And the way I answered that is like he's somehow some terrible pitcher. He's a perfectly fine pitcher, but no, he's not not a staff ace. He's a number 5 guy.
Yeah. Or, you could say maybe he'll be a 3 someday or a 4 or whatever. But if you got rid of Logan Evans or Hancock, oh, well, okay. I mean, you get Suarez for 2 months for a lineup that needs help after getting 2 hits against a softball thrower yesterday.
So I'm okay with wanting just a little bit more. I just, I'm
I know,
satisfied.
but I think you give him if it's just Naylor and a relief arm, don't you give him a B? But you want to give him an A if you're the teacher.
I'll give him a B plus. I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Love Naylor.
I love Naylor. I'll give him a B plus. Maybe an A minus, but I really want the A plus. And Suarez would be an A plus.
Yeah, well, okay. If they're not going to sign people in free agency in the offseason, go ahead and trade prospects now, and a guy who's your number 4 or number 5 pitcher, that's okay too.
I mean, they are prospects. I mean, we know nothing. I mean, really, we know nothing about any of these guys other than what you read and listen to other people talk about them.
Well, how about go ahead and give him Michael Arroyo and give him Harry Ford too.
And
they should, in other words, I think everybody's already said this on other shows elsewhere and fans alike, but whatever the top offer is the Diamondbacks are getting elsewhere, the Mariners are in position where they can top that offer.
Oh,
and so
easily.
You want them to do that, especially for a guy like Gino, who's so beloved by fans, by teammates, good vibes only. You get the clubhouse guy, you get the guy, the tangible things that he's going to give you with his power and the binoculars and the whole thing, or whatever he's doing with his eyes there. Is there anything about Gino Suarez that people don't like?
Well, obviously there was something about, John Stanton. He didn't like paying the salary last year. That's what or 2 years ago.
What do you think Gino's going to want this offseason? If they couldn't afford $12 million for him, I mean, Gino's going to want like 25 to 30.
I mean, you have to go into it. You probably have to go into it thinking we're not going to get him past just the couple of months, but maybe we can do something with him. But it would be kind of the Mariner way to not have him. It was a salary dump, then reacquire him. You give up prospects for him, and then you sign him to a deal. When all along you could have just signed him to a deal or just kept him. You didn't have to sign.
Well, and the deal that you could have got him for back then, what would have been like 15 to 18 million or something? Well,
but he was under contract. You didn't have to do anything with him. Oh, you just had to pay him. It was like $25 million. You didn't have to do anything with him.
Remember where he wasn't supposed to be that good. It was Jesse Winker they wanted.
Winker was the guy. Winker, God Almighty, that didn't work out, did it?
No.
Jesus.
His biggest claim to fame was being the
Angels
guy in the fight down there in Anaheim.
That's what we needed. We need a little red ass. That's what I like about Naylor. He's got a little red ass to him. All right, we've avoided it. What's the update on the job? And tell everyone. I think they know by now what happened with you working there, but maybe they don't know. You went in and met with the head pro.
Well, just as a little background, I'm the Thursday starter at Quail Run Golf Course. It's about 20 miles south of Bend, and everything went fine my first 4 shifts, but I had a shift last Thursday that didn't go too well. I didn't do my job correctly on a few things. I didn't check coolers. Everybody's supposed to have their own set of clubs, and I let a father and son, they were about to play with only one set of clubs. And then on my lunch break, I didn't have my radio with me. I mean, it was a series of screw ups on my part. So I'm taking full responsibility here. Uh-huh. But I got into it with my supervisor, and it got kind of ugly. And it led to a meeting that I had with the head pro and the owner on Saturday afternoon. And then I also worsened matters by writing Substack posts about giving a play-by-play of exactly what happened and calling my supervisor in so many words some not so nice things. So that led to a meeting that I had, and I thought, and he called me. Todd Sickles is his name. He's a really good guy, as it turns out. He called me and he said, "Hey, Jim, I want to meet with you on Saturday." And so I said, okay. And so we had this meeting. I thought, God, I honestly thought that he's going to be a class act and fire me in person rather than doing it on the phone like, Salk did and Rich Moore. And when as a public service announcement, if you're going to fire somebody, do it in person. It's not cool when you do it on the phone. So that's what I thought was going to happen on Saturday. And I would have been fine with that. I couldn't see any reason why I would be kept. And yet we talked for about a half an hour and we talked through things. And he asked me to take the post down, and he thinks I'm a good guy. And he told me that Josh, the guy that I, didn't think much of that day that we were going back and forth the way we were, that he's actually a really good guy, cancer survivor. And then I came out of there just feeling terrible about what had happened. And when he said, that we want to keep you and, give you another shot, I really, it's not the free golf puck. I wanted to keep the job just to, I don't know. I just feel like I want to win back their respect. And I felt bad about how I acted last Thursday. And I just want to do a better job for him, for Josh, I love Dale, the old rodeo guy that's the course marshal there. I love working there. It's kind of fun. It's a fun job. And so, that's basically it in a nutshell. But I ended up doing, it's one of those things where, you hit the send button and you think, oh God, I like what I wrote. And then after you look at it later, you go, God, what the hell possessed me to write that? And I just felt bad about the whole thing. And I want to redemption, atone for my, mistakes. I told you in a text that I'm doing some self-reflection. We'll see how long that lasts. But I like to think I'm a good person and a nice person, but I started thinking, shit, man, maybe I'm not as nice and as good a person as I think I am. So I'm doing some soul searching, looking in the mirror and that type of thing.
So that's a record for you. How many articles have you now taken down here in the summer?
I think 3 or 4. What's so funny about that? I don't want to hear laughter at this point
because I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Right.
So wait, so when are you gonna talk to Johnny? Or no, wait, is it Josh? Which is his real name?
Yeah, it's actually Josh.
Okay, so Josh,
I'm going to talk to him today. I'm going to talk to him today. I'm going to take a 6-pack to him. I don't even know if he drinks beer or not.
That's going to be the best part. If you hand him a 6-pack, he's like, well, I'm a recovering alcoholic. So thanks. I mean, that'd just be there'll be another step in this fabulous relationship. I want you to tell our audience, though, what you are planning to do today.
I can't believe that you think Josh. This is so terrible.
Well, I want people. Maybe I'm wrong. I want people to leave a comment in the YouTube comment section whether you think this is the right approach from Jim. Go ahead.
Okay. As a little background here, when I work a shift there at Quail Run, you're entitled to 2 free rounds of golf, you and a playing partner, whoever it is, a friend or my wife. So, okay, now I didn't even tell you this part. Saturday, after I walked out of Todd Sickles' office, I went and hit some balls at the range, which were free. You also get privileges of hitting at the range and, chipping and putting and all that stuff. But Kathy and I played 9 holes that day for free. And then we played 9 holes yesterday for free. And now today, my friend Dan and his buddy are coming down. And after I hand Josh the beer and apologize to him, I'm going to say, hey, do you have any tee times available for employees between 1 and 2 o'clock today? And, you think that that's really like, I don't know, it takes a lot of gall for me to do that. And it's made me even stop and think, God, maybe Puck's right. Although, shit, man, you're wrong so often that I don't take your word as gospel. So, I'm going to hand him the beer, thank him, and just say, Josh, by the way, I got a couple friends in town. Are there any openings? And I'm going to feel a little sheepish about that, and then we have to pay for one of the rounds. We have to pay twilight fee. It'll be like $60. So we're going to split it 3 ways. So we're each going to pay like $20 to play today. Okay.
So the question is, do you think it's the right decision here for the go-to guy to go in and apologize to Josh, who he called a dick, right?
But I did, but I also admitted that Josh probably thinks I'm a bigger dick than he is.
Correct.
And there's a good possibility that I am. And as it turns out, not only a good possibility, I think I am.
I don't think you are. So then you're going to go in and you're going to apologize to him. Sorry, I called you names. Sorry that I was mean. And here's Here's a 6-pack you may or may not drink. And by the way, do you think you can squeeze me and my 2 buddies in today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I have contended. I would probably not ask him for a favor today. When you go in and apologize, I think I would just leave it at the apology and then move on. And then maybe play someplace else. But you do you, and I'm fascinated how this goes. Now, hearing little know about Josh, he's going to let you go. But if I was Josh, I'd be like, nothing's open today, bud. Go someplace else.
Okay, and if that happens, we'll work around it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, though.
We
Doesn't
probably
sound
should
like
have played
Josh.
at Crooked River. I suggested Crooked River. Crooked River's terrific, and it's on their way. They're driving today. It's, outside of Redmond. But it would have been $80 to play there, and we're going to play, pay $20 to play at Quail Run.
Hey,
by the way, can I just try and tell people, if you're coming down this way, Quail Run is awesome. It's a great bang for your buck course. Sure. And if you come on a Thursday, for the time being, you might be able to run into a sheepish starter there.
Don't bring alcohol, though. No alcohol. Now, Justin says, poor form given the timing. But hey, that's kind of where I'm at. But, maybe Josh is going to say, yeah, no problem. Thank you for the apology. Thank you for the beer. Appreciate it. Water under the bridge.
Well, I want to do a better job. I do.
Yeah.
I didn't intentionally just slack my way through that shift last Thursday. I really didn't. But, I told Todd when I was talking to him, I go, look, man, I don't want to try and defend myself here. I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. I see that. Hey, Robert, apologies are like good steaks. They need to marinate before they are at their best. Okay. Everybody's siding with you, which now it's kind of making me wonder what the hell I'm doing by.
No, is there any way your buddies can somehow secretly tape the apology and then also you asking to get on today on the course? And you don't have to make it public. Just send it to me. I just want to watch it. Just see.
What's the matter with you?
God,
why don't you be a supportive friend?
I'm very supportive.
Oh, yeah.
Very supportive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're so supportive that you're hoping that when we talk on Wednesday, oh, that's right, we won't be talking on Wednesday because you'll be playing golf, and Bump and Stacy will be talking about the Mariners getting Suarez.
Dang it.
Yeah. And so on Friday, you want this to blow up in my face today because that would be better content for your podcast.
Well, there is some truth to that, yes.
Like you want Josh to go home and talk to his wife and say, God, the guy apologized to me.
Can you imagine the balls on this guy?
I feel bad. I feel bad, but I also am entitled to play free rounds of golf there because I put 4 shifts in before the one where I didn't do too well.
But the timing.
My goal, I swear to God. Well, and then God,
why not put together a few more like consecutive work days where everything goes smooth and where you earn back the trust of the club and
I can see your
take
point
advantage of the free golf rather than, I've been effing up and I should have been fired, but boy, I'm going to take advantage of this free golf.
I can see your point. I can see your point with that.
But my favorite part about it.
But I'm in a bind. This is the only day we can do it.
It's so on brand for you. That's what's perfect about it.
This is the only day we can do it because Dan and his buddy are going to be here just for not even 24 hours because they're on their way to. How about this for a road trip? We're going to play golf today, and then they're heading to Sacramento. It's like 7 hours to Sacramento from here, and they're going to watch the A's and Mariners tomorrow night.
Yeah, Doug brings up a good point. The apology is a good thing, and I agree with Doug, but it's going to come across that you're just looking for a tee time. It's not like you're void of courses down there. There's a million.
No, I'm trying. I know, but I'm trying to be a good friend too, and get my friends, some cheap golf.
Because you've been hyping it up. You've known for a while they're coming down, and you're like, I got free golf. I'm a golf marshal. They love me there. Well, get in for free. Now, here's the thing. Have you warned your buddies not to bring any alcohol?
No, but if they try and bring any in, yeah.
Now, what I really want is one of them to bring in alcohol in their golf bag, and then like they're playing and get caught.
God, now the more you talk about this, the more I'm thinking, what am I doing? Well, there's probably still time where I could call Dan. They're on the road right now. We could go play at Crooked River.
Just, see what happens with Josh. Just don't write a Substack about it.
Oh, I'm not going to do that.
No more Substacks. All right.
No.
Okay.
No, back in college, you know what we used to call this all the time when we talked about things where we screwed up? I fucked the dog. I did. I absolutely fucked the dog.
I have never heard that. I'm in.
You haven't? Oh, yeah. When you screw up, man. Hey, God, hey. And they used to call me Redmond. That's where I was from. I grew up in Redmond. Hey, Redmond, you really fucked the dog with that, man. You really fucked the dog.
I love it. Me and my son were just having a conversation out the other day just about all the lingo they use now. So just that, he was like, well, did you use any weird language back you're growing up? I'm like, I probably did, but I just can't remember anything. But like all the stuff they use, like what it means to say, well, that was cool, or that was bad, or that's fun. And I'm like, God, it's like Morse code from these kids. Like understanding it's a whole new different language. But I like that one. Fuck the dog. I'm in.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm in on that one.
You can use that one if you want.
Okay. Anything else? Got anything else to cover before I say goodbye?
Not that I can think of. Yeah. God, now what do I do now? Do I just call my buddies and say, hey, by the way, we're gonna pay $80 to play a different course? I would actually rather do that. You think I should?
I wouldn't. If the Puckett Crisis Firm, I would advise you to play a different course today. I would do the apology, but I probably wouldn't play there today. I would play someplace else. And here's what you can do. You want to be a good friend? You just pick it up for your buddies.
Okay, I'll have to see if I've got enough of my Social Security payment to cover that. Hey, fixed income, man.
That's the title
That's a thing like the Substack deal. I just kind of went off on these tangents talking about my personal life, and it seems to get more readers than, like what I think about the Suarez trade whenever that happens.
100% it does. But
I don't know why is that?
Because people were gawkers.
I don't sit here and think I'm a celebrity. Anybody gives a shit about my life,
We're gawkers. We want to see other people's lives. We want to what makes them tick. That's why it's probably more read than your thoughts on Suarez or what they should Naylor. I mean, it's like watching especially with this of late, it's like watching a car crash in real time.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and keep driving then. I'm going to stick with my plan A. And I'll let you know on Friday. And while I'm doing that, here's what I'm going to hope for you, since you hope misery for me and you like car crashes with me and all that. I'm going to hope that Suarez trade breaks right when you're on the first tee there at Gamble Sands.
I won't know. I won't have my phone.
Yeah, you will.
No.
Somebody will get in touch with you.
No, I won't. I don't have my phone. You have your phone in your pocket when you're playing golf?
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I'm measuring my steps.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Even when you have a cart, you have, you
yeah. I hear. No, I won't have my phone. I'll never know. So Godspeed. I hope they get them.
All right. Okay.
All right.
I'll let you know how things go.
So what you've decided is you were going to do the apology to Josh.
Yeah.
And still play there for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that take a lot of gall?
You
do you, Jim.
Yes, but okay. This could be interesting.
Okay.
See what Josh says. I'd like when's the tee time? 1?
Well, usually there's a break between 1 and 2 on the tee sheet. And at 2:00, that's when you get the twilight golfers coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want a play-by-play account. Can you just send me a thumbs? I just want a thumbs up if you got the tee time.
All right.
I just want to know. I'm living through you. This is fun for me.
Yeah. God, I love Todd Sickles though, man. I mean, he was just so straightforward. I'm sure that there was a part of him that wanted to strangle me, but it didn't come across in that meeting. And he's just such a class act. And I when I walked out of there, I couldn't believe it.
Did you detail to our audience with Josh, the colon cancer survivor and all that?
Did I mentioned that he was a cancer survivor. Yeah. No, I feel terrible about it. And you know what? I told Todd, I'm going to try and do as good a job as possible. I hope that when this all ends, and I mean, 10 years from now, I hope he looks back and goes, God, Jim was one of the best starters I've ever had. That's what I'm hoping for.
You know what? Everyone here is behind you.
Everyone
here. We all want to see you succeed.
It doesn't sound like you're included in that everyone.
Yes, I am. All right.
You just want me to fuck it up.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Do you need some money? Do you want me to Venmo you some money?
Yeah, you can Venmo me money anytime you want. Sure.
Okay. I'll Venmo you some money. You can cover the cost of the golf.
No, I'm going to go ahead and go do it.
Okay. All right. We'll all be waiting. We're all going to be waiting for a couple hours from now. See what happens. You truly are one of a kind and the best. Go Cougs, and we will not see you Wednesday. I'll see you on Friday.
Okay, Puck. Go Cougs. Have fun over there.
Thank you, sir. There is Jim Moore. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. There is no one, and I repeat, no one like him in the world. Hey, quick update before we wrap up the show with Hey, What the Puck. I was waiting for this because I didn't know what was going to come out of this breaking news coming out of Boulder, Colorado. They had called a press conference yesterday for Deion Sanders to speak with medical people. But Deion Sanders had a press conference this morning. Yeah, he disclosed that he has been that he was diagnosed with an aggressive form of bladder cancer, but after surgery, his oncologist considered him cured. So he was up there in a press conference along with medical personnel from Colorado, and he did say, because there was even some rumors or reports coming out yesterday, maybe more rumors than anything, that he was going to step down as football coach. But Sanders says he plans to oversee the Colorado Buffaloes this season as he enters his third season at Colorado. So good for him, and that they found it and were able to have surgery and at least now to be cancer-free. But a scary moment there from Deion Sanders. And again, not stepping down as the head coach there of the Colorado Buffaloes, which kind of led a lot of people yesterday to think that's what he was going to do. Of course, MLB trade deadline coming up on Thursdays. I mentioned no show Wednesday or Thursday, but we will have plenty of baseball coverage leading up till then. You're going to hear from Ryan Divish this week, hopefully Bill Kruger tomorrow. We will have an episode with Mitch KJ Arntz coming out tomorrow as well, along with the Sports Pit. And then Friday we'll be back and we'll do a full kind of recap of the MLB trade deadline to see what the Mariners may or may not do. If you have Sirius XM channel 89, you can listen to the podcast, listen to their on demand. Jim Bowden and Jim Duquette, of course, Jim on with us on Tuesdays. We'll talk to Jim tomorrow about what Jerry DiPoto said on the front office show that he and Bowden do on Sundays on Sirius XM channel 89. That, again, their attention, it looks like they've kind of shifted. Maybe the asking price is too much for Suarez. Those have been the reports that the Arizona Diamondbacks are asking for a lot. It's led some people to believe that's why the Yankees pivoted, went to Colorado with Ryan McMahon, that they're asking for the moon for him. Maybe that price tag comes down a little bit. Maybe the Mariners and the teams have softened their stance a tad. And DiPoto telling those guys on the front office show yesterday, they've turned more of their attention right now to the bullpen, something that even Adam Jude reported today, an article that came out probably about 30 minutes ago, seattletime.com, that yes, they still are interested in Suarez, but that their majority of their focus, or their focus now, aggressive focus, has shifted to the bullpen. We've talked a lot about the bullpen there as well, and how important it is for them to add in that department. And again, I'm satisfied they're going to get a bullpen arm. That will happen. And when they do get that, along with Naylor, I am satisfied with it. I do want more because I think they could use just another bat to go on that lineup. They could use more offense. Anyone could use more offense. And with the past, connections with Suarez and this organization, never should have left. It just would be a perfect fit. It'd be an absolute perfect fit because they do have a spot for him. Despite Ben Williamson playing great defense over there is a lack of offense that comes from over there. And it's a team that you saw it yesterday. It can be a very up and down organization when it comes to their offense. So to add another bat like that, and if you give up a Logan Evans and a Michael Arroyo, okay. And some would bristle at a 2-month rental. Fine. No one is going to look back on it and go, God, we only had it for 2 months. If they go and win the World Series, you're going to be down there celebrating with the masses that they just brought back a World Series championship. And if they don't sign him in the offseason, so be it. It's going to be all worthwhile that they ended up pulling off the trade. So, again, deadline coming up on Thursday, 3 o'clock. Coming up tomorrow, we'll talk to Jim Duquette. Canzano as well, but we'll do a Duquette. We'll have Ryan Divish. We're taping with Ryan Divish tomorrow, also taping with Mitch tomorrow as well. Those shows will come out later this week leading up to the trade deadline. And hopefully, Bill Kruger was on the IL feeling under the weather today. We'll hopefully catch up with Bill coming up tomorrow. Tonight, they'll start a series with the A's. It's Luis Castillo against J.P. Sears. And then tomorrow, it's Logan Evans against Severino. And then the final game will be Brian Wu against Jeffrey Springs. Before we do What the Puck and wrap up Monday's show, congratulations going out to the Mill Creek softball team, Little League World Series. They advanced with what was one of the best games I have ever seen. Watched that game on Friday afternoon. That was phenomenal. I mean, it was a great pitcher's duel for a while, and then the bats broke out for both teams between Mill Creek and the team from, I think it was Hermiston. It was from Oregon, but I think it was Hermiston. And it was just a great back and forth game. It goes to extra innings. They, to even get to extra innings, they had to score 4 runs in the 6th inning to tie the ball game up. It looked like it was over then. And they score 4 runs in the 6th inning to put it into extra innings. They get into the 8th inning, top of the 8th. The team from Oregon ends up scoring 3 runs. You're like, it was a great run. And they battled back, but God, they can't do it again, can they? They did it. They scored 4 times in the 8th inning to win the game. It was a walk-off single by Liliana Delgado, who had the walk-off single for Mill Creek. They advance again to the Little League World Series. Their first game is coming up on Sunday, August 3rd against the Southeast region, 10 a.m. on ESPN Plus, Little League World Series for softball taking place in Greenville, North Carolina. Congratulations to the coaches and especially the kids in Mill Creek softball for advancing to the Little League World Series. That's really, really cool. All right. Coming up right now, it's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. It's your restoration company that lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make me your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. And we talked a lot about this today with Jim. Ichiro's speech was beautiful. If you haven't seen it, or even if you have, go back and watch and listen to it again. It captured his style beautifully. The respect he noted about the game and the work that he put in made him, the player that he was and the person he continues to be. His deep, profound love for the sport of baseball, to me, is just one of the things that stands out the most about Ichiro Suzuki. The fact that he does a daily regimen every day, baseball-oriented, to keep into playing shape. The fact that he is out there playing baseball with Billy Wagner's kids, playing wiffle ball, staying active, staying part of the game. I think his deep appreciation for the history of the sport, to understand the people and the club that he is joining, to understand when he broke George Sisler's record in 2004, to learn about the family, to congratulate, his family members that night over at Safeco. Humility and respect, it's slowly eroding in sports and society. And I think his speech and his play is an example it should be example for everyone that it can strive moving forward. You can strive in both and be excellent at both. And he certainly exemplified that and continues to do so. Well done. Hell of a speech. That's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Your restoration company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, mold damage. Give them a call. Going to take care of you. Make them your first call. When those damages do affect your property, one-stop shop, they're going to handle all of it. It's a nerve-wracking situation. Let the experts take care of you over there at Restoration One. Phone number is 206-817-8917. You can visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. A big thanks for watching and listening today. Thank you to our sponsors. As always, Limback Lumber. Love you guys to death. Thank you for being with us all the time. Clean Streak, Brian, you're the best. Thank you for sponsoring Jim Moore every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And, of course, Restoration One. You can watch today's Daily Puck Up on YouTube when you're there. If you're not, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Leave comments. Try to get to as many as we possibly can throughout the day. Also, you can find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms. Does not matter which one it is. And you can find everything up at pucksports.com. When you're there, you can sign up to become a member of the Pucks Posse. $5 a month. You support the free content we do. In addition to the free content we do every single day, we give you VIP and bonus shows as well. Our baseball coverage with Ryan Divish, Sports Pit with Steve Sandmeyer, Matt Stretch Johnson, and KJ Arntz with our good friend Mitch Levy. And we now produce the Garage with Gas Take 5 podcast, which you can find on YouTube and all your podcast platforms and up at pucksports.com. New episode coming out later today from those guys. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your Monday. We will talk to you tomorrow, Tuesday's edition. Jim Duquette will be with us. John Canzano will be with us as well on Tuesday's edition. And maybe a surprise visit from Bill Kruger. You never know. All right, until then, as always, promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for?
We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!